So very quickly, I'm going to describe what a franchise is for those of you that might not be familiar with the concept of a franchise. Again, when we talk about franchise, everybody thinks McDonald's, but there is like a ton of them of varying sizes. You could have a franchise with just 10 units. You could have a franchise with thousands and thousands of units. I believe Kumon is like 30,000 units, and then there are some that just never grow beyond 50 units. And so it all depends and it all varies. But super high level, a franchisor is a business that has a brand. It has a brand, and by brand we mean the name, the colors, the logo, all the aesthetics of the business, and they take all of that and package that. They have a brand and then they have IP. So IP would be their intellectual property, and that could be the way they do things, the way they run things. It could be, so I'll take Codewiz, I'll use Codewiz as an example. Our IP would be our systems, how we welcome families, our marketing workflows, our sales workflows, our curriculum. All of that is part of our IP. And so we offer that the opportunity for other people to start businesses for themselves by buying into the brand and licensing the brand and the IP from us for a fee. So the whole idea is that as a franchise, you can grow faster and quickly with partners and not have to invest as though you were a corporate location. So it serves two purposes. It allows you to grow really quickly, and this is from a franchisor's perspective. It allows you to grow quickly and fulfill whatever mission it is that you have. For us, it's impact and legacy. So it allows us to get to that goal quicker, and it allows us to bring other people who are very like-minded, who believe in our mission, our vision, who want the same things that we do. Allows us to bring people like them into the business, and allows us to help them live out their dreams while paying us, the franchisor, a royalty and a one-time setup fee. Now the royalties, people typically ask, why do we have to pay you 6% every single time? The truth is that a strong franchise system supports their franchisees, right? That is the whole goal of franchising. It is that you are in business for yourself, but not by yourself. And this is something I was going to talking about in a separate video, so I'll just do it right now. The role of the franchisor, everything being said and done, is that after you sign, they do not abandon you. You want to make sure that whatever system that you're buying into, you can ask the franchisees, and you are sure that you will receive some support. People can tell you, oh, the training is 100 hours, 200 hours. You can't retain that much information. I can throw information out at you over 200 hours. You cannot retain all of that. We are human beings. It is when it comes down to the wire, is when you have a customer in front of you and you can't remember what you're supposed to say or what you're supposed to do. And if you can't get your franchisor or someone on their team on the phone, then that's a problem. So the role of the franchisor and the whole point of paying them these royalties is to make sure that they are continuously improving the system that you have bought into. So they're always innovating, things are always top notch, and that you always have someone that you can talk to. You should never, ever feel like you're alone. You should never, ever feel like you're doing business by yourself, because you might as well just, start your own business. So that is the job of the franchisor, is to provide, in my opinion, and this is my opinion, the job of the franchisor is to make sure that their franchisees are supported and they don't feel like they are left alone to figure things out for themselves. Now, I'll quickly touch on the role of the franchisee. And I think we could list 1,000 things, but I think it boils down to two things. One, just follow the system. Just follow the system. There's a reason why you bought into the brand. There's a reason why the brand works. And if you come into a franchise system and you're like, that doesn't work, I'm just gonna do it on my own, you have nullified the whole point of being in a franchise system. Now, when you're dealing with an emerging brand versus a more established brand, in an emerging brand, there's more wiggle room to try different things. You know, it's like, it's new markets, it hasn't really been tested in different markets, and there's lots of things that are being figured out. And so you have flexibility to try new things. So if you are on the entrepreneurial side, if you are more entrepreneurial than systems oriented, you certainly want to go for an emerging franchise. But if you are someone that's very systems oriented, you want every single thing documented down to, this is how we switch off the lights at Codeways. You push it up, and then when you're leaving, you push it down. If you are that kind of person that needs every single thing written down and a process for, like I said, switching off the lights, mopping the floor, then you want to you want to be in a more established franchise system. So I'll say that again because I think it's important. If you are more entrepreneurial and you have lots of ideas and you want to try ideas, but you don't mind following a system, you don't mind being part of a group, you don't mind being collaborative and working together with people to solve problems, then you want to go to an emerging brand. So like Codeways, for example, we are emerging and we are looking for people that are somewhat entrepreneurial, not too entrepreneurial that they would come in and just like try and go do their own thing, but somewhat entrepreneurial where they can come up with ideas and we can collaborate and we can figure some things out together. Those are the kind of people that we look for. We do not, people who need every single thing written down, like a handbook that's this fat, you would do better in like a McDonald's or something that's been going on for like 20 years or so. So to recap, a franchise is a system that a franchise system is one that has branding and IP, and they license out the branding and IP to other people to help those other people grow their business, and at the same time help the franchisor grow at a faster pace than they would have been able to if they were doing it on their own. And the whole goal is supposed to be able to get to the mission, vision, and values of the franchise company faster. So it's very important that if you are considering franchise companies, that you ask them what their mission, their vision, and their values are, because you need to be aligned. There's nothing like having a company that cares about homeless people and you don't really care about homeless people. Like, it would drive you crazy. So you need to make sure that you are aligned with that company. Now, the job of the franchisor is to support the franchisee. They can train you, they can give you manuals, they can give you everything, but when the rubber hits the road, they need to be there for you. And the way you can find this out is by talking to their franchisees. Is the franchisor there for you? When you need the franchisor, can you reach someone, or all you get is crickets after you sign? And then the job of the franchisee to help to grow the brand is to follow the system. When you follow the system, things are likely to work for you. In an emerging brand, you have more wiggle room to try ideas and be more entrepreneurial than if you were in a more established system. In an emerging system, you have access to the founder. Like, all my franchisees have my phone number. We text back and forth. We pretty much text every day because we're constantly communicating and constantly trying to figure things out. But in the bigger franchise system, it'd be really, really hard for you to be able to talk to the founder and the CEO. It will be harder to get your voice heard. So that's a very high level summary of what a franchise is, the expectations of a franchisor and a franchisee. All right, in the next video, it wouldn't be me speaking, it would be a very good friend and mentor of mine. Her name is Angela Cote. Now, she has many years in the franchising space. She worked as part of a franchise company, her dad's franchise company, and then she became a franchisee. So she's very well-rounded, and she also served as a business coach. So she's very well-rounded and has been in this space for many years. So she will be talking about the 10 key traits of a high-performing franchisee, and I'm sure you enjoy it. Okay, I'll talk to you soon.